Hi, my name is Anglin, and I'm going to be talking to you today about two things, immigration and CPCs. Okay, so most people in my generation and the millennial generation view illegal immigration to America as a bad thing. 70% of boomers think it's a bad thing, 78% of boomers think it's a bad thing, 70% of Gen X thinks it's a bad thing, 60% of millennials think it's a bad thing, and 54% of Generation Z thinks it's a bad thing. Even though the percent of people that see it as a problem is going down, it's still a little more than half my generation, and I like to see it as less than 10%. The thing that I find funny myself, though, is about 40 to 50% of illegal immigrants come to this country legally and overstay their visas. And most of them put in documents to become legal citizens of the US, but that's kind of hard when the average length to become a citizen of America is about 10 years. Why is it so long, you might ask? The average length to become a citizen to the US is that long because half of the immigrants to the US are scared to even start the application process because of the fear of being deported. And most of this fear is from people from Central America. And we really can't blame them for being scared. When in 2018, we have a president who's in office whose campaign basically ran on keeping them out. Because apparently, most of the people that come from Central America are drug dealers and rapists. Also, most people that immigrate here are from underdeveloped countries. And we expect them to be able to pay $1,000 plus to become a citizen of the US while most are working for under minimum wage. And you probably have gotten this impression already, but I'm very pro-immigration. I feel as though the world should have open arms, or at least be more welcome to people from different countries. I want America to be more welcome to people from the Caribbean, the Middle East, Africa, South America, and Central America. Because let's not forget that gaining a citizenship to this country is a little bit discriminatory. According to the Washington Post, there are 5.4 million Mexican Americans who are eligible for citizenship, but only 34% of them get it, while 60% of non-Mexicans are more likely to obtain citizenship. I know people from ethnic backgrounds that have lived in the US for 17 years and still are able to get a citizenship. I also know people from European background that have gotten their citizenship easily. I'm not saying that the application process to become a citizen is explicitly racist. I'm saying that it favors people who are European because most of them who come here have the capability to afford to pay those outrageous fees to become a citizen. I just don't see the problem in immigration. I get that we want to keep our borders safe from bad people, but there are 12 million illegal immigrants in the US. I feel like it's a little too late for the Senate initiative to kick these people out and to keep them from coming in. Our country is built off of immigration. We literally need immigrants. While we sit here and say they are bad because they take our jobs, that is not the case, because they take the jobs that we don't want. Raise your hand if you ever want to pick crops or be a farm worker or be a maid or a housekeeper. No one has raised their hand. That just proves that no one wants to have those jobs. They literally get paid $5 an hour to do those jobs or less. As I stated before, they don't get paid minimum wage, but immigrants from Central America, Africa, and the Caribbean keep coming, knowing that they'll get paid little to nothing, knowing that they'll be leaving everything behind, knowing they'll be moving from the fear of being murdered or starving every single day of their life to the fear of being deported, because at least that's a little bit better. I know you're probably tired of hearing my voice at this point, but I just have one more really important thing to bring to your attention, and that's CPCs, better known as crisis pregnancy centers. CPCs are fake abortion clinics that purposely are ran outside or next to Planned Parenthood so they can trick women out of getting an abortion. They do this by telling the expecting mother the fake risk that could happen if she gets an abortion, such as she's 50% more likely to suffer from a mental illness and 25% more likely to get breast cancer. Those are just some examples. Afterwards, they force the woman to watch a video on how abortion affects a person, and they continue to harass you by calling your phone all the time to keep reminding you of these bad effects. The government isn't doing anything either, because there are more CPCs than Planned Parenthood overall, and CPCs are government funded and get millions a year. That means the government is helping take away a woman's right of choice. There's a documentary on Vice News on CPCs on YouTube if you want to know more. I want to thank you so much for listening to what I have to say, even if you didn't even know.